Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews, Action Movie Night. Tonight's review is Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
Now, this was the 1977 blockbuster film that made George Lucas a household name. Prior to this film, George Lucas tried his hand at sci-fi, and it was a colossal failure with THX 1138 in 1971. And then he moved on to a much more major success with American Graffiti in 1973. Now, it was because of American Graffiti that, of course, he started moving forward with Star Wars. But ironically, you would think that after the success of American Graffiti, studios would have been jumping on board and ready to do this film, Star Wars. But most of the studios didn't understand the story that Lucas was trying to do. He was trying to adapt and make his own variation on those classic movie serials such as Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers back in the 30s and the 40s. And he captured that perfectly with it. But apparently the studios reading the script, they weren't getting the vibes and they weren't getting what he was going for with this. So most of them were just rejecting the idea of even, distributing this film if he made it. But finally, he did get 20th Century Fox to jump on board after the fact. And it just boggles the mind that a huge film like Star Wars was so, with many studios just going, no, this is not going to work. It was the same way with some of the actors as well, with Alec Guinness himself, legendary actor playing Obi-Wan Kenobi in this film. He read the script and he thought it was incoherent. He didn't understand it. And but it's a testament to him as an actor that he still gave an excellent performance as Obi-Wan Kenobi in this film, even though he didn't fully understand what the film was all about. And in interviews, he said that he didn't even think that the film was going to be a success or anything, and nobody'd even see it. So, yeah, but very similar to Betsy Palmer on Friday the 13th there, thinking that the film will not be seen by anybody. Nobody's going to give a shit about this film, and then it becomes a huge hit. But the opening crawl, even, which has become iconic with this series, was again something that Lucas took from those serials. It was a part of Flash Gordon. And the title of this film, now, with it being Episode 4, original releases of this in 77 didn't have that on it. It opened with just the crawl and no episode title on it. So he didn't add that until one of the re-releases, I think maybe prior or after The Empire Strikes Back. But it was the casting on this film that I think helped to make this so damn good. You have Harrison Ford as Han Solo, and he was not even the first choice for George Lucas to play this part, ironically. He was looking at people like Al Pacino and James Caan, amongst many, many others. And it boggles the mind that he had the guy right there during his auditions, sitting there reading, feeding lines to actors like Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher when they were auditioning. And it wasn't until that point that he started to see it, because he kept hearing Harrison Ford doing the delivery of Han Solo, feeding them the lines. And of course, Star Wars made Harrison Ford a huge star because of it. Mark Hamill is probably the weakest link of this film. He does capture that farm boy, innocent character fairly well, but it's not one of the best performances in this film. Carrie Fisher is right up there with Harrison Ford as being just great in this film, as is Alec Guinness, as I already mentioned. He didn't understand the story, but he made the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi a epic character in this film. And the same can be said for Peter Cushing as Grand Moff Tarkin. Now, this character is a villainous character. He's basically the main villain of this story, and Peter Cushing plays him so damn good. It is ironic that, through most of his career, he was always playing good guys for the most part. So this was one of those rare opportunities for him to play a villain in a film, and he did it masterfully, just like he does every role that he ever plays. And then you have the combo of David Prowse and James Earl Jones as Darth Vader. And he would become the main villain of this series, even though, like I said, Peter Cushing was the initial main villain of this first film. It's ironic that David Prowse was not informed that George Lucas wasn't going to use his vocals on this. And he didn't find out until an actual screening for the film. And he's sitting there in a crowd and finds out, wow, that's not even my voice. And Lucas has said that he always did plan on changing the voice and not really using David Prowse's voice in there. He wanted David Prowse for the physical imposability of the character because of how big he is as an actor. And then he was originally going to go with someone like an Orson Welles. And he wanted Orson Welles, actually. But I finally went against that idea because he thought that that voice would be too recognizable and it would interfere with the character. So he went with a lesser-known actor at the time with James Earl Jones. And it was a great idea because James Earl Jones's vocals in this, playing this character, is just absolutely iconic. And it made Vader one of the most popular Star Wars characters of all time. So, with that being said, my final review on Star Wars. I'm going to give this film a 9.2 out of 10. I don't think this is the best Star Wars film. It has a few little rough spots in it. Like I said, Mark Hamill is not at the top of his game in this one, as Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Alec Guinness, Peter Cushing, and James Earl Jones were. But he doesn't really kill the film completely. But what do you guys think of Star Wars? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing. And when that video goes up, it will go up for all Plus members prior to it going up on the schedule for all other subscribers. So if you want to get interactive and help me to get more movies, TV series, or ranking videos reviewed on this channel that I might not normally review, become a Plus member. Well, that's it for another action movie night. If you missed last week's action movie night, check out the link above to get caught up on that one. And if you've missed any other videos, check out this down here where you can watch a playlist of any of our action movie nights that you have missed.